I grew up having horses all my life, and I still even now ride and incorporate a lot of my ability when it comes to the paranormal realm and with horseback riding. And I know that sounds really funny, but let me tell you why. Years ago, there were a series of missing children in an area that I lived. I did not hesitate. I got on horseback with my family members, and we went out looking for these children. Unfortunately, we never did find them, but we were able to track where they were last. They did show up safe, which was a good thing, but I was able to track using my psychic ability where they had gone and where they were, because I could feel their presence. And before we got to the end of where they might be, they were already found safe and sound. As far as working with law enforcement on different cases, I have not had the opportunity to do that, but I would love it. I would never hesitate again to go out and look, get on horseback, or whatever it took to look for a missing child. And I really hope that you wouldn't either. I've also been posed the question that our bodies are basically houses for spirits, and when we die, it's like an empty shell and it disintegrates. And so therefore, if the spirit is housed in your body, and it's the rightful heir to your body, how can a demon possess that spirit? Well, it's quite simple. It's because, now listen up, and it's very, very rare. It's because that person let the demon in. That's exactly how it happens. By doing several different things. For one thing, it's weak-minded in its faith. When you are rooted in your faith, it's very hard to have a demon attached to you. It's when you're skeptical of your faith and you have weak moments in it that you are easily able to be attacked from outside forces and to be possessed that way by devils or demons. Also, you can also be possessed by evil spirits. And as far as exorcism on evil spirits and devils and demons, the process is just about the same. I hope I've answered that question correctly. If you do have any other comments in regards to devils and demons and exorcisms, I would love to answer them for you. CCTheHuntress.com and email me from there. I've also been asked that when we die and our spirits leave our body, do they go to heaven? And is heaven real? Well, I'm going to have to tell you, if you are rooted in your faith, heaven is absolutely 100% real. Whatever faith you believe, there is a higher power. You release when you're dead, and you go towards that higher power, a higher belief system that you believe here on earth. Now, that does not mean you can't come back and forth. A lot of people try to cross people over and they wonder why they're still haunting a place. Well, that's because they just weren't ready to go. So back to the question about heaven and whether I believe it or not, I would have to say absolutely, yes I do. And I am 100% rooted in my faith and have no doubt that someday I'm going to go meet my Maker. I've also been posed the question that our bodies are basically houses for spirits, and when we die, it's like an empty shell and it disintegrates. And so therefore, if the spirit is housed in your body, and it's the rightful heir to your body, how can a demon possess that spirit? Well, it's quite simple. It's because, now listen up, and it's very, very rare. It's because that person let the demon in. That's exactly how it happens. By doing several different things. For one thing, it's weak-minded in its faith. When you are rooted in your faith, it's very hard to have a demon attached to you. It's when you're skeptical of your faith and you have weak moments in it that you are easily able to be attacked from outside forces and to be possessed that way by devils or demons. Also, you can also be possessed by evil spirits. And as far as exorcism on evil spirits and devils and demons, the process is just about the same. I hope I've answered that question correctly. If you do have any other comments in regards to devils and demons and exorcisms, I would love to answer them for you. CCTheHuntress.com and email me from there. I've also been asked that when we die and our spirits leave our body, do they go to heaven? And is heaven real? Well, I'm going to have to tell you, if you are rooted in your faith, heaven is absolutely 100% real. Whatever faith you believe, there is a higher power. You release when you're dead, and you go towards that higher power, a higher belief system that you believe here on earth. Now, that does not mean you can't come back and forth. A lot of people try to cross people over and they wonder why they're still haunting a place. Well, that's because they just weren't ready to go. So back to the question about heaven and whether I believe it or not, I would have to say absolutely, yes I do. And I am 100% rooted in my faith and have no doubt that someday I'm going to go meet my Maker. The one great thing about being a female paranormal investigator, not just being female, but being a female in a male-dominated industry. I ghost hunt alone. A lot of people ghost hunt in groups. There's something really sexual, I guess, about the danger level that I get myself into, whether it's train tunnels or whatever. And it really prompts a lot of people, men especially, to, and yeah, there have been a couple ladies too. They email me, they ask me out on a weekly basis, and then I get the awesome marriage proposals and flowers sent to my P.O. box. I think that is so cool. But honestly, quite honestly, I am married, very happily married, and I thank everybody for just even asking to marry me over and over again, because I just thank you very much. I periodically hold events in restaurants, and I've often wondered if I were to go to dinner and I could take with me 3 people who were deceased and 3 people who were alive, who would they be and why? I'd have to say on the deceased list would be Martin Luther King, George Washington, and my grandmother. My babcia. I'm Polish. And who would I take on the if they're alive thing? Well, I'd have to say I would like to talk to Obama, number 1. He's alive. I would also like to speak with Stephen King. He's a horror author here, and he lives up in Augusta, Maine. And my third would be my 7th grade history teacher, Mrs. Smith. I'd like to have her. And the reason being, because for one thing, George Washington, our very first president here in the United States. Martin Luther King fought for civil rights. Obama, first black president in the United States. My grandmother, I would love to have my grandmother alive right now. God bless her soul. But she was so prejudiced, it was unbelievable. I would like to see her take on the nation from George Washington through Martin Luther King in the March on Washington and Obama's presidency. I think that would be quite the trip, with her half English and Polish, talking back and forth, kind of stuff like that. That would be really, really cool. And I often wondered how that would play out, having the past and the present brought together in that manner. So that's my cool little thing. I would like to thank Vectis Investigations into the Paranormal, especially Allison Lond, because you guys have given me a great opportunity to share myself with you in the UK, and to me that's so important that we bond together and stick together in unity when it comes to the paranormal. V.I.P. That's a real cool abbreviation. You guys are the best. Thank you so much. Again, get into my website, ccthehuntress.com. I hope you enjoy my shows. And I hope I get a chance to come out there, give you all a great big hug. See you later. Bye-bye.